So what we have in front of us today is a 1911. Specifically, this is the Sig Sauer Tacops traditional 1911. Let me go ahead and show it's clear. That's why I have it open. So nothing in there, no magazine. Go ahead and release that. I have been looking for a nice mid-range, high-end 1911 for the last couple years now. And I did my research and I decided on this one. When I saw a good deal on it, I went ahead and bought it. And in this video, I thought I would just cover some of the features and why I personally chose this over some other competitors out there for the same price. So, what I liked about the Sig Sauer, and I can go ahead and tell you the other options I looked at. And I looked at the Colts, specifically the Wiley Clapp models. I thought had a lot of great features on them. I looked at Dan Wesson's. I looked at the Springfield. I looked at the Smith & Wesson's. And the reason I chose the Sig Sauer over those guns is just the features for the money I felt were better on the Sig than the other guns out there. And I'll kind of show those features right now. So the Sig Sauer traditional series versus their other Sig Sauers has actually a traditional cut slide. So you can see it's actually rounded versus the blocky traditional Sig Sauer slide. So that I like the aesthetics of this gun. I think it is very traditional 1911 and I like that. And it also makes it easier to find holsters for it. Comes with forward and rear cocking serrations. You get an accessory rail here. You get a skeletonized trigger and hammer. You get an ambi safety. You get 3-dot night sights. You have a flared mag well. That's actually very well done as far as the transition between the actual frame and the mag well. You get 25 lines per inch checkering on the front. 20 lines per inch on the mainspring housing, and this is metal. You get an enhanced beaver tail safety. And it's a 5-inch match gray barrel. So this is the full size from Sig Sauer. So for all those features, I paid less than $1,000 out the door for this. So you get this, and you get 4 magazines with it, which is excellent as well. And I'll go into that here in a second. So for the money, that's a lot of features. Now some people will say, hey, you know, it has the external extractor, shouldn't be on the 1911s. I don't really care, to be honest. I'm not a 1911 traditionalist. I'm actually not a huge 1911 guy. I like them. They shoot well. So it's just something for a range toy for me. So I have no qualms about an external extractor. It also has mem parts, or the modern injection molding, or metal injection molding. I can't remember what that stands for, but a lot of people will say, hey, that's not tool stock, it's not forged. I don't like it. I don't have an issue with it. If something breaks, I'll replace it. And you know, when we get to that point. So I have no qualms about that either. Now, the best thing about 1911s, and the reason I wanted one, is the trigger. And this one is no exception. It's an excellent trigger, and I'll show you this right now. You have a little bit of take up here. You hit that wall, then it breaks. Excellent trigger. Reset. Very nice reset. Just an awesome trigger, and that's kind of the appeal of the 1911 in my opinion. It's not a large capacity. You're only getting 8+1, you know, in it. It's not. It would not be my choice for a carry gun. It's heavy. It's a little bulky, but the trigger on it is outstanding. That single action trigger is just outstanding. Now I've put close to 400 rounds through this so far, and I have had 4 failures to eject. And before I blame it on the gun, I did a little bit of checking, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't the gun itself. And each failure to eject was on specific magazines that I was using, and those are these. So these are the magazines that come with the Sig Sauer. And honestly, I think they're junk, to be honest. I don't know why, but I've only had issues with these magazines. So, the first couple hundred rounds, I had those issues, and I kept making sure it wasn't the ammunition. I changed the ammunition out, and so I kind of narrowed it down to the magazines. So I thought, well, let me just try different magazines. So I switched out from these, and I tried these Chip McCormick Power Mags, and these have been flawless. So I'm chalking it up to the magazines. Now you get 4 of these magazines from Sig Sauer in the package. I don't think I'm going to use them. So that's my only downside in this gun. I wish Sig Sauer would put some more reliable magazines in there. Now maybe when it breaks in, supposedly 1911s do have a break-in period. Maybe it'll work with these magazines, but that's yet to be seen. So I'll maybe put an update video out there after another few hundred rounds and see if those magazines are working. But for right now, that's the only issue I've experienced. Overall, it's been a great gun. It shoots extremely well. I mean, it puts great groups in, even up to 25 yards. It's putting them in, a couple inches. So I can't ask for much more than that. And hopefully it'll be running reliable here on any magazines in the future. If you have any questions on this gun, put them in the comments below, and hopefully I can answer it. Thanks as always, guys, for watching.